I did want to talk a little bit about the failures you had mentioned earlier. What is one of the failures that comes to my mind? Well, I mean, it's a part of business, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, you can't ever go into business and everything is perfect. There's going to be plenty of failures along the way.
Especially when you don't bring anybody in from the industry and try to start a business that way.
For sure. Yeah. So, I mean, talk a little bit about those failures, because I mean, I think it is important for those who want to start their own business to understand you're going to fail, but you got to keep pushing on. You got to keep going forward. And obviously that's something that you were able to do. Talk a little bit about that, if you don't mind.
Yeah. I mean, I think one of the most important things is to not judge yourself on those failures, right? And you have to be really quick when a failure happens to recognize it and just move on, right? Just put it away. Yeah. Move on to the next thing. So it's not. I mean, one of the things that sticks out in my mind is when you go national distribution and you don't hire somebody like Nick right away, and you don't have the marketing support behind it. Yeah. That was a big failure. Okay. So you can put thousands and thousands and thousands of cases into stores, and when you don't do a good marketing job of pulling it back out, that's your fault. Yeah. That's not the store's fault. That's not the customer's fault. Right. That's not the flavor fault. That's not anybody's fault but your own when you don't do that. Yeah. That was one of the things that we didn't recognize right away. We thought, oh, this is a good product. It's pretty. It'll look good on the shelf, and it'll sell itself. That was completely wrong.
Right. What things were you lacking on the marketing aspect?
We were doing really good on social media, right? So like awareness was great, but what we weren't doing is we weren't focusing on the area where we had it. So the awareness was so broad. I mean, you can go on TikTok or anywhere right now and just push hashtag SipShine, and you have hundreds of millions of views, right? Like we did organic reach. It was something that we did really great, and mass broad awareness. The thing is once you put it into let's say Rochester, New York, right? You go put some product up there. But the thing is you were only getting 2 people from that town because you had such widespread. That was a problem.
Nothing was focused, really. Everything was very broad.
Right. So you're bringing it into Rochester, New York, but you're not really focusing on Rochester, New York, and getting it.
Yeah. And at that time, you don't know that. Yeah. You feel like you are. Yeah. You think, because you're looking at all the views and you're looking at all the success that you're having through online distribution and those places and how easy it is to even go in and, oh, yeah, we've heard of you. And yeah, absolutely, put it on the shelf. And then you don't see it come back out. Yeah. And you're like, we're doing something wrong. Yeah. We have to focus on that store, that location, That was one of the things that sticks out to me most that we just didn't recognize.
Yeah. So you bring Nick in. Nick fixes it. What exactly did you do to fix it, Nick?
Hired it out. It's really, for me, I've got some marketing background, not a master of the craft. I'm more of a people person, finding the right people to put in the right positions to do what we need to do for the job. Okay. So we put together a really good PR firm, really good marketing company, partner with iHeart Media. Okay. We've got a new website. We've got a new partner that we're doing direct to consumer shipping with. It's all these little pieces. The video side of things, we got a new company in-house is doing all of our social media, graphic design, video stuff. So it's just getting all those little pieces and finding those right people that fit our culture, fit our brand, and really believe in it, as opposed to just, you could hire anybody to do it. But we really took the time to get the right people in place who really fell in love with the brand as much as we did and built that team. Yeah.
It is important, I think, that if you're going to have any kind of successful business, that you build the right culture. You definitely need the right people to do that. So
100%.
Yeah, for sure. Nice.
Yeah, and our culture is really like what Nick said. It's taking people and just putting them in the right place and not trying to be that person. Yeah. If that makes sense?
Yep, that makes sense.
Nick doesn't have to be the one buying ads and pushing it. He doesn't need that. He needs to put the right people there, and that's what we're about here. Okay. That's our growth strategy. Right. For the right people in the right place.